broadcasting through the depths of outer space.
Hello, I'm alive. I don't know what's going on.
By your command, fascinating.
Damn you all to hell!
Nanu.
This is the Solar Sci-Fi Podcast.
70s porn.
Hello and welcome to this week's, we're both a bit ill this week, I've been to the doctors, and my compadre over there has the big C.
I have the big C, COVID-19. It's finally reached myself.
So from the dark side of the universe, in the dark depths of Portsmouth, I bring to you Go Blood. Please check out his YouTube channel, it's very exciting with radio stuff and a lot of science fiction. And well, it's not. By the gods of science fiction.
Love it.
So there you go.
That saves me doing all the work now as well, because I used to do that after the recording. You're doing it live as we record, which is actually good. It's awesome.
I may throw down lightning bolts upon you.
Okay, if not, I'll mix them in later. We'll do all that with the green screen. So how are you doing? Obviously, like I said, I've got COVID. I'm okay. My voice is a bit croaky. I sound like I'm a heavy smoker, but it's like I said, this new Omicron variant, apparently it's more in the back of the throat than the lungs. So luckily I'm all jabbed up, and I'm on the paracetamols today. So I'm not going back to work till next week.
I got a mild dose for about a week last year.
You had it when we had Captain Foley from Trek Yards.
Yeah.
That week you said you got it. Yeah. So in many ways though, if I get it now, it means that will give me extra protection once I've had it. From obviously it's the most current version of it. So it's not like it's just a bad cold. It's not that bad. You know, it's not like it was 2 years ago, and it's not such a big thing when you say you got COVID. You know, I don't know. It's weird. I got very sort of like surprised when the line came up on the test thing. The lateral flow, I think it's pronounced. But I'm fine. You know, like I said, it's just it happens. I've got it from my wife. She works at the uni, at the local uni, and of course, students are going to have a lot of that sort of stuff. So same as schools, you know. So, but we're fine. So this week we want to talk about a show that you've been talking about for a long, long time, which is going to be the 1969, not 1970s, of UFO, Jerry Anderson, which I've seen most of. I've not seen every episode, but I've seen a lot. And I also want to talk to you about, we've had all sorts of things happening yesterday. We had Star Trek Strange New Worlds trailer.
Don't get me started on that. Really, I went on, I did half an hour last night.
Oh, okay. What did you think of it?
And one of my subscribers, he said, don't you know what's going on right now, Martin? I said, well, what? He said, Obi-Wan can have...
We had both trailers yesterday.
Just drops right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, you what? And then 20 minutes after that, guess what?
Was Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I know, same day, within about half an hour of each other, which is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like a competition.
Should we do the sci-fi news first, then?
Yeah, if you this week we'll do it. Yeah, let's do it, because we've already sort of brought up the subject. So, all right, let's go into the jingle, and then I'll do the jingle now.
Working.
Solar Sci-Fi
News.
All right, after the machine gun, which is not the best. Oh, blimey. This is going to be a different show from now on.
I'm sorry, I won't do it anymore.
No, I don't mind. It's fun. I like it. Actually, it's good fun. I love the sound effects. So, as you rightly said, we had dropped within half an hour of each other Strange New Worlds, a teaser trailer, plus Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, let me ask you, what did you think of them both? Did you like them? Surprised? Indifferent? What do you think?
Well, I sent the two clips to my mate on YouTube last night, and he got back to me and said, which did you prefer? And I've got to admit, it was interesting really, because they were I watched them both together twice.
Right.
And I've got to admit, the Obi-Wan did have a lot of impact. More, but the Star Trek one, it was what you expected, but it seemed very well put together. but I will say the Obi-Wan had more adrenaline rush to it.
Yeah, it's more of an impact of it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we know what we're going to get with Strange New Worlds. But I did like the trailer. I have to say I was very impressed.
Well, the thing is, these modern shows now, they always look so cinematic. I mean, you think of the original
Yes.
Star Trek with the same planet set and the polystyrene boulders. That's not having to go to Star Trek, the original series. I love the
Don't
original
you
series.
miss them days, though?
I do
Don't
in
you
some
miss
ways.
them?
The thing is, you saw some of those exterior shots of the planet where there's like a big cloud behind it or something,
Yeah.
and it looks just so cinematic. It looks so professional and so high tech. And of course, at the moment, I mean, we are so lucky because we've got all this new Star Trek, new Star Wars, and of course, we had last week Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 1. And again, Discovery, it's going through the motions. It's been a slow season. I think there's been too many episodes which they didn't need. It should have made it at least 10 episodes season rather than 13, because we've had about 3 episodes where really nothing much happened at all. But the Picard, first of all, they've obviously listened. What I do like about Picard is that they really have listened to the people, the fans, about the problems in season 1. Again, as a Starship guy, we had a brand new fleet of starships, a lot of them from the online game, Star Trek Online, which I've never played, plus some old movie variants and stuff like that. I loved all that. And it's actually interesting because this is news. They did confirm yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that they're not making potentially a 4th season. They said now that it is a 3 series and it's the end. That's it. Yeah, and that's it. They're not going to do any more. Which originally, because I heard that they left it open. I still think that we could, depending on how well it goes, get a Star Trek Stargazer series. If they did what they did with Episode 1, I would like this crew of the Stargazer. And it could well work. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, firstly, somebody made a video about him smoking a cigar on bridge, complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
So what? You know, it's 24th century. The cigars.
I wasn't that bothered about it. I could see how.
I think it suits him. He's a maverick.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what we could be looking for. I found him. I like Rios. I liked him in the first season.
I like him more as a Starfleet
on the
officer.
bridge.
Yeah.
He's a warrior. He's a peacemaker. He's got that edge about him. He don't go back roads. I love that Stargazer ship, and I love that.
Wasn't it beautiful? Oh my god! Do you know what? I have to say this: that this is the first time I felt like I was watching Star Trek in 20 years. They just got it, and they've never got it before. Picard was all right. I'm not having to go to season 1 of Picard. It was all right, but this, for the first time, it feels like okay.
Yep.
They've listened. They now get what it's all about, and I'm very excited for how this continues.
Yeah, definitely. I watched it and I watched it again.
I've watched it twice.
To me, I was watching Star Trek.
Yeah,
It
that was what's
to
so
me,
strange.
It could have been the Stargazer, and it could have been Stargazer, and Picard was just passing the reins over.
It could well be. I think that's the way they're going to go, because they're going to be wanting to. Don't forget the Section 31 series. I couldn't care less about that. Starfleet Academy series. I'm not that bothered about that either. But I do, and I think that a lot of the fans will say, "Well, look, this Stargazer. First of all, they've already built the set, and it's a really impressive bridge. So they've already spent the money on this. Obviously, the Stargazer, I think, is going to be featured more in season 3, because we've got the time travel elements of season 2. Yeah. But I'm very excited about this.
Look, we're one. I've not seen episode 2. I'll be watching that.
I'll be watching it tomorrow.
It's watching that. It offered me everything I wanted. That was Star Trek. That one episode. Finally, after all these years,
got it. Finally got it.
They got the shit right, and the story was exemplary. I even like the romance with the Romulan chick.
Yeah.
You know, Picard. Yeah. I thought that were really intense.
The Irish Romulan.
Yep. She's lovely,
yeah, she was on. She appeared. She appeared on Doctor Who as well, the actress. So she was in an episode of Doctor Who. The Time of the Doctor. She was the one where she went like this, and she was like a big face on a ship. And she was in the last Matt Smith episode. So I recognised her from that. So she's one of the few actors that have been both in Star Trek and Doctor Who, which I always like seeing that.
Well, I think Picard should have got it up with her because that.
I think he will eventually. I think he will.
She's lovely, isn't she? And
yeah,
she was really intense. And I thought, and she said you've explored all these frontiers except one,
What I liked is that Picard has never been a family man. He's never been a person to have lots of long-term relationships. He had Vash in The Next Generation, which was like a on-off thing for a couple of seasons. Then she had the Insurrection. He had that romance with that character that lives for hundreds of years on that planet in Insurrection. But he's hardly ever had.
Well, Patrick Stewart went out with her in real life,
I know. Vash, yes, I know about that. They actually did get together for a while. And I think you could see that in the chemistry in that episode when you see them together. You can see that they kind of spark off each other, which is it's weird when you see that because you can tell that it's not just pure acting. It's kind of like, okay, you know what I mean?
That chemistry in it.
Yeah. But I think it's great. I'm very, very pleased. I think it's go on.
What I liked about it's how they all came together. I like the thing with Guinan when Guinan said, "Look,
Whoopi Goldberg, wasn't she lovely? Oh, she was fantastic.
She's beautiful." And then we got the whole anomaly thing, and there were
the Borg thing. I know that Borg ship. I know. Brilliant.
And then I thought, my God, look at the size of that Borg ship.
Yeah.
And then the Queen appeared, and I thought the Queen looked fantastic.
Well,
Even
I
the
mean,
face were covered up. I thought, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was just so. It was like I said, this is the best thing I've seen since Star Trek Enterprise 2005 for me.
And he
just really got it.
He set the ship to auto destruct, and
he did the old auto destruct from the Captain Kirk code 000 destruct 0, which there's some lovely tie-ins for the fans.
Star Trek we saw last week for the first time. We watched Star Trek, and then just at the end, we heard that voice.
And they de-aged him for a very brief scene, and then
and because a lot of them complained about that even before it started. But the thing was,
why? What is it that people want? I just want a good start, a good story. I'm happy with this. I'm not unreasonable.
Well, they saw him. I thought they CGI'd his face up amazingly.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds.
And then he went like that. He said, "Oh, I'll make myself like to make you more comfortable." And he said, "Q, you bastard," and it just finished. And I thought, this is I sat there.
Yeah, I was stunned. I was stunned. Yeah, I was stunned.
And then I watched Discovery. And
I knew it was gonna go here. All right, so I love the sound effects. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. So is that really those sound effects describing what you thought of Discovery episodes 11? It was all right. It was okay.
I mean, we got the excitement of the galactic barrier and they messed that up other week, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, we went into that, and then we got to this planet, and then we found
sort of dead creatures and
things and.
Well, look, we've only got 2 episodes left now. And I'm going to watch Discovery tonight, Picard tomorrow. Let me ask you a question, because I think this is daft.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make more sense to finish off Discovery first, and it's only 3 episodes to go, then the week after the brand new Picard? Because after they're crossing over these episodes, and then once Strange New Worlds is done, then we won't have any more live action stuff probably this year on Star Trek.
No, we won't. Not until probably end of the year.
What will be the next one? I think Picard will be beginning of next year, but I know they're going to do a season 2 of Strange New Worlds, even though we haven't seen the episode 1 yet, of season 1 yet. And I know that Discovery's got at least 1 more season. I don't know.
I've got a feeling now that things might be changing. I mean, look, we've had. Well, I don't know what to make of Discovery. At some point, I'm going to sit down and watch it all.
Yeah, I'm going to rewatch the whole thing. Yeah, I will.
Sit through it all, actually.
No.
But I have been very disappointed with Discovery. It's had its moments. Don't get me wrong. It's had its moments, but season 3 killed it for me.
Yeah, I remember.
Really,
I remember
it's
season
up
2 was the best season.
Yeah, it was.
Season 2 was good.
And I did like the problem with season 1, they shoved too much in it. Season 1,
And it was
2
too
should
different
have
from
been
what
the
we
Metaverse.
expected. Yeah,
They should have
it
finished
was-
season 1, where they end up in the metaverse. That's what they should have done. The whole Lorca agenda.
Yeah.
But they rushed it. They shoved so much in. But I did like 2. I can't.
I
knock
did
that.
too as well.
And-
I did.
yeah. And then we got 3. But this series, it started well. I will say that it did.
I think there's
And
been
then-
too many episodes. It's 2 episodes, too much filler.
It's 10 episodes. They could have done this
In 10 episodes. Absolutely. I think that's the problem. I actually think that's the problem. If they'd have just cut out 3 episodes of just talking and walking around and Michael Burnham whispering and like she always does, then it might have been. I don't know. I mean, I still like Discovery.
Yeah,
I've
no,
never
I-
quite.
I've
I've
got
never
a
really.
problem.
It's weird. It's a weird series.
I don't.
It's,
I'm
it's
not
so
a Discovery
different.
hater.
No, I'm
They've
not.
got it
But I'm not a
wrong.
lover either. I'm not a lover of it either.
No.
It's just sort of there.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's something missing, isn't there?
there is something missing, but that's what I'm
One
saying with
ep-
Picard. They
One
they got it.
episode- One episode. Look what we got in that one episode. They got it right.
They did.
One
And
episode.
And I thought the trailer for Strange New Worlds, it looked pretty good as well. So
I've got a feeling that is going to be.
it might be now that we're finally getting into this new era of Star Trek, which is proper Star Trek, not an interpretation, with missing something. You know, that's what they've done in recent years. They're trying to make Star Trek, and for me, and I think you feel similar to me, that there's just something not there. I can't really define what it is that makes Star Trek. But the first 5 series all have it. Even Enterprise, which I still think is underrated. I think the Picard, at least season 2, episode 1, that's definitely got it. Discovery has tried.
Yeah.
Something's not there. I don't know why. But I'm definitely mellowing more to Discovery as it's going on. Even
Well,
though I
I-
get disappointed with it.
I want a Rio series now.
I think that's going to
I
happen.
want Stargazer and I want Rafi as the second in command.
Well, do you know how much they would have cost to make that bridge of the Stargazer? They're not going to trash that.
Over $1 million.
Yeah, so they're going to, and I reckon that they're already going to make that Star Trek Stargazer. I could see that being a Star Trek series
Yeah,
in the
and they
future.
set it up and they're going to the Gamma Quadrant. That's what I want.
Yeah, why
I
not?
don't want to see I don't want to see changelings becoming tribbles.
Well, the thing is now, what we've all wanted, at least I did, is that when Voyager ended, and obviously we had a couple of films after, we were so invested for 18 years of that period of 2364 to,
Well, what happened?
and then of course we had the Discovery, which is a prequel, and then of course we had Picard, season 1. It just didn't follow, but this now feels like, okay, this is now.
Yep.
After Voyager, after the Next Generation movies, and this is the way it is, and it just really works. It just does. So to have an episode or have a series with the Stargazer, I think that's what they'll do. If they continue to do this, I think they will.
What do you think now that we've done like the Star Trek stuff? I have to ask this now.
Sure.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you thought?
I am desperate to see it. I thought the trailer was good. What are those? They're not Sith, but you have these. Is it Inquisitors? We saw
They
in,
were the
we saw those, and I like that.
They were the Inquisitors. Yeah, the one.
and we saw those in the show, and I think we even saw those
Yeah,
ships.
they were in Rebels.
So I love that. I thought that was a really nice tie-in. I liked seeing Uncle Owen was there, the same actor from Revenge of the
Luke as a
Sith,
kid.
and of course he's a bit older. We saw Luke as a kid at his home, which was wonderful. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I mean, I have to say we've got so much to look forward to, and I can't
Well,
wait
we
to.
saw that Inquisitor from first season, the head Inquisitor, that
Yeah.
served up the Vader. That was him, and I thought, good God, are they doing this? Because when I saw the Inquisitors, I thought, This is incredible. And then I think you heard the Emperor's voice in the background as well.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh,
I
wow.
think so, yeah.
I wouldn't be
I've heard
surprised
that
if.
Palpatine is in this. Palpatine is in this.
Yeah, I think that'd
You
be
know,
great. I think it's going to be great. It looks awesome. It looks
And
really
then there
good.
was that woman. There was that woman with a purple lightsaber. Who cheated then?
I don't know.
know,
I've only seen the
cannot
trailer
wait for
once. I've only seen the trailer
cannot
once, but I
wait
want to
for
see it
this.
again. I really am excited. I think it's the 25th of May it
And
comes
the
out.
music. I think it was the music that gave it the impact.
Well, they used
Yeah.
all the prequel main
Yeah.
themes, didn't they? And of
Yeah.
course, those are some of the best themes I've ever heard in Star Wars. So if they and of course they're licensed, I suppose they could use those. Whether they'll feature in the show, but George, what's the guy that is it? John Williams. He's apparently, I think he's writing the theme to one of the either Kenobi or Andor. But there's a lot of people again. The guys that are doing the new Star Wars, they get it. They got it in The Mandalorian. They got it slightly less degree, but still good in the Book of Boba Fett. So bring it on. I think now I've started to feel a bit more optimistic about all this new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, both Star Wars and Star Trek. We've got so much to look forward to. I think going back to Discovery, I think it will always be a show where maybe it was a bit too long to come back with a brand new series, and they kind of lost in translation what it was about. But now, because obviously people have reviewed it, fans are giving their opinion, they are now starting to get what we want in a Star Trek series. Again, I know that season 2 is going to be set, a lot of it is going to be set in 2024, so it would be more of a contemporary thing. I'm hoping that it's not going to be the whole season. I don't know how long they're going to be in a contemporary setting in Los Angeles. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just very excited about the whole thing. It looks really good.
Yeah, we're going to get a Stargazer series, I'm telling you.
And I really...
Third season is all about Stargazer.
I think it's going to be... You remember how Discovery, we had Pike on Discovery Season 2, the season you liked the best, where eventually he got his own season. They could do it again.
I think that's coming.
And don't forget the sets they bought. They actually created the sets for the Enterprise on Discovery. They've just transferred those over to the next series.
I mean, the character of Rio is worth exploring. Is the
I don't mind. I'm up to seeing him again.
dodgy. He's also a very good, capable officer, but he crosses the line. And Picard, he's like Picard's protege now as well. Because Picard inspired him back into Starfleet.
Yes, I mean, I was going to say, we didn't see him in Starfleet in season 1. It's only now.
No.
And I was surprised that he was back. And he's actually the captain of the Stargazer. I thought that was quite a shock. But whatever they've done it, they've obviously listened. And so far, I'm really excited about it. I'm very positive about it. So, let's bring it on. What else have we got coming up? I mean, what other news have you got apart from those 2 trailers? Anything else you're in?
I did actually. There was something I posted. I'm have to go first.
Yeah, go for it.
If you don't mind.
No.
Right, hang on. I did post something this week. And oh yeah, breaking new Alien movie officially in development at Disney 20th Century Studios. I can get to the article now.
Okay.
Here we are. I've just pressed up.
Yeah, I do too.
Breaking new Alien movie officially in development at Disney's 20th Century Studios. Finally, after much anticipation, it has been finally announced that the new Alien movie is officially in development according to Variety. The new film, which is an addition to the upcoming Noah Hawley Alien TV series for FX, will be directed by Don Breath. Director Fade Alvarez with Ridley Scott attached to produce the film. Well, that means it's fucked, doesn't it, Pete? Currently,
Alien Covenant
film script suggesting that the previous Ridley Scott script alluded to being written years back as being scrapped.
Oh dear.
Interesting. The new film will be an entirely new take on the Alien franchise and will be disconnected from the narrative of the 3 films. Unfortunately, it sounds like the David story arc left open, ended by Alien Covenant, will remain a mystery for the foreseeable future.
Oh, that's a shame.
But perhaps the new take on the Alien narrative will borrow from Ridley Scott's established prequel visions, with the title to be Alien Awakening.
Okay. Sounds right. I mean, I'll watch any Alien film. I love the Alien franchise.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Stargate to come back though, with the Stargate new series. This is getting bloody stupid now, isn't it? I mean, for God's sake. You know, make a new Stargate series. I mean, it was one of the best series I've ever seen.
I can't understand that. You've got $1 billion franchise in merchandise.
know.
And
There's a big fan
yeah.
base as well. A lot of people love it.
And people will pay for new episodes of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, stream it. Yeah.
And Amazon owns the bloody thing, more or less.
It just does seem to sort of sit there. There's never any kind of like announcements. And it's not
That's
going to
what I
happen,
mean.
is it? It's not going to happen, is it?
I thought Amazon would have moved on it because Stargate, I mean, it should be back now. What an established franchise at that level.
I know.
It's up there with Star Trek and all that now.
Yeah, it's up there. It's really up there. And the thing is, what they're doing. I mean, also, I think that Doctor Who's going to suddenly really fire up with this new Bad Wolf company, which are going to be making the episodes. Apparently, a lot more money is going to be pumped into the show. And of course, one thing I was going to say, I've heard that I think it's the end of this year, there's going to be ITVX or something. It's going to be like a new streaming ITV, a streaming thing. So the reason I'm bringing that up, the reason I'm bringing that up is that surely
ITVX.
something like that. I think it was
It sounds like a
ITVX.
porno channel. What is ITV gone? It's a porno.
ITVX. I'm sure it's ITVX. Here we are. Introducing ITVX 7 days. ITV announced at the launch of ITVX the UK's first integrated advertising and subscription funded platform. Obviously, you've not heard about this. But let's say about it. It's this new series launching online every week. The nation's biggest events stream live. Oh God, I'm not going to be doing it. Following this. An ever-changing library of blockbuster movies, exclusive themed channels, thousands of box set. No, I'm not going to be getting
What's ITV got to offer?
nothing. They don't make anything.
What
There's nothing on ITV. Yeah, and bloody Anton, bloody Deck.
X Factor.
Bloody. Oh God.
I mean, that's all they've done. I made them make them a 2 TV series.
But come on, I mean, all the shows that we reviewed. How many shows have we ever reviewed on the podcast which are based on an ITV series, apart from Space 1999, I suppose,
And UFO today.
and UFO, which we're doing today, out of all things. So there we go.
Yeah.
That's amazing, actually,
I know.
thinking about it. Yeah. I don't know. So ITVX, apparently. Yes. So that links in very well with today's podcast, actually. So that's quite.
ITVX. Do you have to pay for it?
It said it was an integrated. What did it say? I think I've closed the page.
Paying for that. Have you been on E4, their website? They have like 40 minutes of adverts before you can watch it.
Oh, no, I'm not going to bloody pay for that. Did they expect me to pay for a subscription service and watch adverts? Bollocks to that.
No, yeah,
At least on Netflix, you don't have that. Netflix is just, you pay
Come
for it
to
and it's all there.
ITVX because we've got a cool name and we've got.
And
loads of
Anton
shit
Deck's
to
going to be back on with a new series. They're going to be sort of like standing there grinning like idiots, like they have been for the
do.
last 20,
what
30
are
years.
they going to show? What
I don't
expect, Hollywood Wives. I mean, it's all it is ITV. What? All
crap.
of Coronation Street, which I ain't seen in 20 years.
No, I've never watched Coronation Street.
Is Ken Barlow still alive?
I don't know. I'm still watching Brookside on Channel 4 though.
No, how far are you?
I'm
into
still.
that?
That's just embarrassing to admit this. I've watched 1,600 episodes over the last 2 years. I love it. I don't care. It's on in the background.
No, I am. What you've
When
done
it-
for mankind.
It's really good series. It's a really good series. I love it.
You
It's
deserve. You deserve it.
I know. I'm gonna get the crap on it. Yeah. Thank you.
1,600 fucking episodes.
And it's
Brookside.
absolutely
You
really
are
good.
a warrior, and I'm proud of you. Where are you
Upset.
now on the storyline? What's going on?
Okay, the Jordashes have just. She's Beth Jordash just died about 3 days ago. She was in prison
Now.
because apparently the actress left because Anna Frail left because they had a lesbian storyline with her character.
Yeah, with
Apparently
Margaret, yeah.
there was a big backlash after that, and apparently she had enough of it. She left, and so apparently she just had like a heart attack in the prison with her mum, and she just died. And then the mother's just got out now, and Cracker's been introduced. Jimmy Corkill's got a dog called Cracker, which is really funny. But it's what I like about it. It's not like a proper soap. It's got a lot of comedy, and it's got some really over the top
it's
things.
a classic.
I love it. I really love it.
I actually watched the final episode of Brookside, like a 1 hour special. It's quite okay. I watched the big final, but I watched it. It was quite interesting final, you know.
Yeah, and they had some
And
spin-offs
you
and
don't
stuff.
see the ghost of Damien Grant. I will say, don't ask, but you do, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
It's Ghost.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have to look forward to that.
Barry stood at his grave, you know.
Oh god, but he was because he died. His character died off. I won't talk too much about Brookside anymore, but it's Anyway, I like Brookside.
We should do an entire podcast of Brookside because.
Hey, what do we do? We could do. You know, last year we did Alvida saying Pet for Christmas. What about if we do Brookside this year?
Yeah, all right.
Let's do a Brookside special at Christmas.
I'm not watching 1600 episodes.
No. But you know enough. You know the characters. You don't. You don't.
Oh,
need to watch
I
them all
was a fanatic of it. I used to watch it 3 times a week.
I stopped watching it about now. I don't know how much longer it was. I think is it Jennifer Ellison? She joined it. I didn't.
Yeah.
She joined, and it's weird because some of them they start off as kids and then they become adults as it goes along.
Yeah, it's weird that and stuff. If you watch them grow up, don't you?
Yeah, and it's really strange how they.
Sammy Rogers and Frank Rogers, are they?
No. But it's like it's a good series.
I really need to get a life.
Me too.
Really fucking do.
Well, look, as long as you don't watch ITVX, is the most important thing, I think. I'd rather watch. No, that's right. What's the bloody point? But BBC, what will they do? Because they're going to have to do a streaming thing as well at some point. There'll be, I think there'll be a. No, I'm not. And they will expect you to, because we're supposed to pay a TV license. Maybe they won't be able to do it because people say, hang on a minute, I've got to pay a TV license. Why have I got to pay for a subscription service as well? And all we have is these bloody dance programs all the time.
But I can't see him doing that. I think the license fee's going to be out.
Well, I think so as well, because it's completely redundant now. And they don't live TV. I mean, only the old people watch live TV, or people who are just too poor to have a. Live TV is terrible. It's shite. 99% of live TV is shite.
Under the hammer.
Yeah, all this crap.
I was in a cafe. I went to a comic thing. I was in a cafe in the morning, getting some breakfast, and they had the TV on, and it was in where they got a lot of people running around an antique market in red and blue tracksuits, and they had him wearing one of these really cheesy posh presenters, and then after him it were Homes in the Country. And I thought, are you for real? Is this what you're still showing up?
Yeah, people sit there watching that crap. I mean, it's like, I know. I don't know why people would watch that show.
Yeah, the BBC News, I will say, is the most watched in the country.
Yeah, but I still think the only thing I would say, BBC News is brilliant. That's the only thing. I mean, they're best up to everything else, but the BBC News. I mean, I'm not going to go on too much about Ukraine this week, but I've got to the point now where I'm just looking at the headlines. I'm not watching any more live TV about it, because it's just too much. It's too depressing. So I need to know what's going on, but I don't. My mate said this to me this morning. He said, I can't watch any more live TV. He used to go to bed listening to the radio and listening to the news. He said, at the moment, I can't. I don't want to go to bed. I'm going to sleep depressed. So,
it's been getting to me because I feel so.
Yeah, I mean, I put the Ukrainian flag on Twitter, on my Twitter thing, as a sort of mark of respect.
Where I live, somewhat nervous.
I've seen 1 or 2 flags, Ukrainian flags out.
Yeah, they're on about doing stuff like sending food and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do that.
Off my neighbours. I'm
Yeah.
going to a meeting about it, actually.
Are you? Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's really
there's
good that
just
you're
a
doing that.
fundraiser in my blog where we're, you know.
Yeah, but that's really good that you're actually somebody's organising that. I think that's really good. Yeah, brilliant. Like I said, if we can help out in any way, you know, or send links to charity sites or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So on that note, shall we go on to the Focus of the Week? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, can I announce Focus of the Week with a godlike voice?
Hang on, let me hit the. No. Yeah, okay. You do it, and then I'll do the jingle. So go for it.
Okay. Focus of the Week. Oh,
All right, here's the jingle.
It's the
Solar Sci-Fi.
focus of the week.
All right, so this week we are focusing on a show that Martin has been talking about practically ever since I've got to know you 2.5 years ago. I don't know why I missed this one because it has the title of UFO. So I don't know whether it just wasn't shown very often. I remember Space 1999 was on quite a lot when I was growing up, but I don't ever remember it being a regular thing. So this is your show. You know a lot more than I do about it. So tell me about UFO, what got you into it, and what you like about it so much.
how far are you into it?
I've watched about 15 episodes. I've watched.
Oh, it should be enough then. It should be.
Yeah, I've seen the one with Straker's son dies. His son dies, and he's trying. And I was quite
I
surprised
want to
about
talk
that
about that actually. That's something I do.
because that was a bit of a shock because he kept it quiet from his colleagues.
His best mate.
And I thought, so why didn't he just tell his mate? Yeah, why didn't he? Yeah, but why didn't he just tell him about that?
That's
Why?
that because there's an alien incursion, and if they come, you know what happens.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
And that organisation, it's like, have you seen the one where about his marriage? You go through his marriage.
I
His
think I
wife
saw
thinks
something
he's
about that.
having a confetti, okay, his wife thinks he's having an affair, and he says to Alec Brady, he said, I've got to tell her. And he said, you can't. He said, this is bigger than all of us. But I mean,
Was that set
well,
after the?
Let's talk about how you saw it from the beginning, and then we'll go into the sun thing, because I've got a question I want to put to you.
All right. Well, like I said, I wish I'd seen this years ago. I'm surprised I didn't. I can see that its influence. It reminded me a bit of The Invaders for some reason. I don't know why. That was the closest show, and when I thought that's probably why you like it as much, because I know how a big fan you are of The Invaders, which I agree with. It's almost like Jerry Anderson's The Invaders. That's the way I saw it. I know it wasn't exactly the same as that, because of course you had the moon base, you had the Sky One ship underneath the sea, which I thought was really cool. And it had a lot of Jerry Anderson tropes. It had like the dum 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 dum, and it had like the ships launching. They always do that on all the Jerry Anderson shows. It always has the dum 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 dum. Either it's the moon base with those ships with the missiles at the front, or the Sky One ship. But yeah, I think it was a very good show. I wish I'd see. I will watch that entire show, but it's just all sorts of stuff going on. I've not had the time to finish it off, but I wanted to focus on it today. Yeah, I thought it was a good series. So let me ask you, when did you first see it? Were you blown away when you first saw it? When did you first come across it?
First time I saw it, I was about 5, and it were on now. The thing with UFO, there's a massive cast change halfway through the series, because what happened was, where it were being filmed, I think at Boreham Wood or something, and then they moved to Elstree. It could be in reverse, but they stopped filming the first half of the series for about 6 months. So the other actors were like Gabrielle Drake in the Purple Wig. A lot of them don't come back. So like,
I think the ones I'm seeing are mixed up, because I've seen episodes where she doesn't appear, and other episodes that she has. So I can only assume that when they've done it, they've kind of when they released it, they mixed them all up, so it's not so apparent that there was a big change halfway through.
Well, the first episode I saw was Time Lash.
There was, because I was looking at the actual episodes here, and there was Yeah, this is an episode. It's episode 18. I've not seen this one. The UFO
Yeah, time
freezes
lapse.
time at the studio, but Straker, Colonel Lake, and the mysterious enemy. That looked like a really good one.
The aliens freeze 1 second at a time. And there's an infiltrator at Shadow,
Right.
and he's running. He can travel through time, like anywhere within this 1 second. And Straker, he takes this. UFO is totally insane. They take this light speed drug to keep up with him. But he
All
keeps
right.
teleporting all over the place. But Straker figures out how to kill him because the aliens are frozen time, and the effects are very good because people are frozen. They can't even lift objects. It's like
Right.
and it is just 1 second frozen.
Is that your
The
favorite
whole
episode?
hour.
Is that your favorite episode?
That's the episode I remember. I remember staying up late because ITV never.
How come I never? Was it not a show much when I?
They
'cause
used to
obviously
move it around.
I
They
never
used to
saw
move
it.
around
Why did I
and
not see it?
move
I don't know why I
Well,
missed
I
this
didn't
one.
catch up with it until early 90s. I've seen a few of them over years, and then VHS came, and then obviously started buying them all up. Because there's one episode that's banned. It got banned.
Oh, a bit
They
like
actually
the
banned an episode.
Next Generation had a band episode in the 80s.
Well, there's one where these hippies are taking LSD in a barn, and aliens turn up. They run off with alien device tripping on acid, and the being chased out by aliens.
Oh, what? Oh, God.
Yeah, and it's all psychic. You see it from an acid LSD sort of.
Sort of like, yeah. You know. So, I mean, obviously, you've seen that episode, so it was eventually released with the Blu-rays, I
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the episodes that you mentioned I've not seen. It says Confetti Check A-OK, and as you say, it was a flashback episode focusing on Shadow's formation and how it caused the failure of Straker's marriage. That looks interesting.
It is because I feel like before we get onto Straker's character, it's like. I mean, I always like. I mean, the name Shadow. It's Supreme Headquarters Alien Defense Organization.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just perfection in itself, and the setup of the organization. The acting, Benedict Cumberbatch's mother, Colonel Lake.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like Paul Foster.
Yeah.
I like Paul Foster. I like
A lot of
George
actors
Seal.
appeared on Doctor Who as well. A lot of them went to
I
Doctor Who.
like George Sewell as Alec Freeman. But Straker, I thought Ed Bishop nailed it in this. But now where there is.
Was he wearing a wig? Was he wearing a wig?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to
I
turn
thought
up
so.
at conventions in it.
Why did he wear a wig? That's the one thing that actually
No,
visually
because-
he had very strange haircuts, didn't they?
Right, because what happened back in it were made in '69 and '70,
Yeah.
so it were like
Uh-huh.
it were like crossed over.
Just going
Well,
over, yeah.
they used to send him to a woman's hairdressers, and he used to get right embarrassed to bleach his hair blonde.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so in the end they decided to get him a wig because, you know, if bleaching your hair every week, it's a bit dumb.
Yeah, sort of like, yeah, affects it. Yeah.
And so that's what happened. But he kept the wig, and he's turned up at conventions with it. But it's, I mean, the whole organizer. I mean, everybody fancied Gabrielle Drake. That's her purple wig on Moon. Gay Ellis. I mean, the women up there were just like.
Why did they wear purple wigs up there?
Apparently for electrostatic electricity.
Oh, so there was a reason. Okay, I wondered that.
Yeah,
But the men
apparently
didn't.
Apparently.
The men
It
did-
was
the men
Sylvia
wore-
Anderson. I mean, look, going for a tea break, right, on Moon Base, when she takes off her costume and puts on a miniskirt. I mean, come on. And that first shot of the first episode.
That was episode 1, I think, that I
Aisha's
saw that.
backside.
Yeah, yeah,
Aisha's
yeah.
Backside, what fault camera right on her ass.
Yeah, zoomed
I
in
mean,
on it.
it
Yeah.
was.
I can see why he liked it.
I mean, it was quite sexy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, but it's now where it fell on its head was the alien thing. Now, have you seen the episode where the aliens have a base on Earth and they all look like shadow people and they talk to each other through a tape recorder? That was fucking
No,
stupid.
I've
Wait
not seen
till
that
you
one.
get to- there is some stinkers in there, but the
I
overall
think it's
storyline-
pretty good though. I think it's pretty
there's
acceptable.
one or two bad, like that.
Every
was
show
the
has some.
story.
Every show has bad
Yeah.
ones. So.
You're allowed that. But the actual storyline, it's like with the aliens, first to come into Earth to take our body parts. because they're from a dying world near our solar system. Fair enough. Then somewhere down the line, we get that in him, that creepy actor, Vladik Shabolik, great. If he's in it, he's so creepy, that guy is. Right, he were in From Russia With Love, the chess.
Oh yeah.
Well, he figures out that they come out of somewhere in one episodes. It's the aliens now don't need all they want our bodies as living computers. and he's got this big syringe full of drugs, and he's like, "Is this guy on something?"
So
He said, and I don't think they've got bodies, and they take part of our brain out, and then they're going, because there's the episode.
well, what do the
where they
aliens want?
They take over a cat.
I saw the
They
one
do
with
to take over a cat.
there's one with a blind woman. I saw that one recently.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, that's for that alien traitor. But there's an episode where there's a cat, and cat's beaming its thoughts into this interceptor pilot to destroy Moonbase. Anyway, Straker sets a load of dogs on cat. That wouldn't go down well today.
I've not seen that
I'll
one.
tell you that now. Right.
So you said before that this is actually almost like a prequel to Space 1999.
No,
is that...
it is because in the original planning. Now, I've read different versions of this, but I have listened to Jerry Anderson podcast. They were it was a big hit in America.
Was it? Okay.
It went well in America, and then suddenly it sort of dropped.
They only made one season though, didn't they? And it's just one
Yeah.
season, which is
There was
surprising.
going to be UFO 99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, it'd have been Shadow 20 years in the future.
But there are some.
Straker is still in charge.
There were some
and-
ships on the
But
moon
it's set
which
in the
looked.
80s.
They
It
look
was
like
set in the
eagles.
80s.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they probably would have had all that. They'd probably had Alpha, and they'd have had Hawk Eagles and all that. But it was there was a couple of things. The organisation, the actors, the story. 90% of the storylines are insane and
Yeah.
highly intelligent, way beyond their time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an episode where this guy, and he's knocking off this dude's wife. They're going to kill her husband to get his money. And
Right.
guess who walks in through the door? An alien, and they're shooting. And Shadow get involved. And Foster figures it out to see his photograph. He says to Straker, they were going to kill her husband. And it just finishes at the end where they've killed her husband, but Shadow can't do anything about it. You got these endings.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, my mate he loves this series. He said to me, Straker's insane.
He
has
does
to-
seem to have some weird tendencies, doesn't he? Some weird way he
well, he
reacts.
don't drink, and then there's that expression he says, "Well, I need to be in control." Now you see this
Goes back to his
Shadow
son
lot-
thing. Goes back to the
Yeah.
son thing.
This is the key. This is the key, because he's the only commander I've seen. Because I was going to ask you at some point, do you want to do profiles on certain sci-fi commanders with the
Oh yeah,
strength and
yeah, we can do that.
weaknesses?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'd be a good.
But with Straker's an interesting one, because when he lost his son and Alec turned the plane round with the mobiles on to intercept the UFO, Straker said to him, "What have you done?" And he realised that he could never tell his friend that you hadn't done it on purpose, but you've just killed my fucking son.
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't know. He did his job.
Yeah.
He
Oh
did
no.
his job.
He didn't
and
know.
this is where it gets interesting. And Straker, that scene in the hospital with his wife screaming at him, and he can't tell her. He can't tell her because he's like this film exec, and you promised, and the son died. And are you telling me something like that would not affect your judgment?
Well,
And
that's
yet-
what I'm saying. Yeah, that would.
and that's what fascinates me about Straker. That moment, but because he's so driven to stop this alien menace, and that is what did it for me. That's what makes Straker stand out from the rest of like Sheridan and Picard and Kirk and these commanders.
Cisco, yeah.
And his son died, and he could have saved him. But what you do, you're in charge of an organisation that runs covertly, that protects this planet from an extraterrestrial threat. And He had to.
So-
do you let your son die, or do you? Or
Well, no.
did the aliens kill?
I
alien people?
thought that it would work out until the last scene. I thought, no, he's going to die. The kid's going to die. I was quite surprised it went that direction, actually.
But normally back then, when they made things like that, they never did stories like
That's
that.
what I'm
they were
saying,
always
yeah.
the happy.
Yeah.
Now they sort of do.
Yeah,
You
but
get
not in
like a darker
1969.
thing.
No,
But
that's
back
what I'm
then,
saying.
even through 80s, you always got like, oh, he saved his son. Or,
Yeah,
you know, you always
at
got
the last
that
minute kind of thing.
at
but
the last
no.
minute. But this
Yeah,
never
yeah.
happened. That scene in that hospital is one of the most powerful things I've seen in science fiction.
Hmm.
This guy who's got to defend the planet from this, because if you let him in, they'll wipe us out.
Mhm.
And his best mate turned that plane round, and he can never tell his mate that you killed my son, or did he kill his son? Because his mate did the right thing. Because it's like he said in the marriage episode, you can't tell your wife and if you do, the higher ups above you will knock you off because it's bigger than all of us. It's a quandary. Where do you stand on this?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a personality trait of the commander, and you know, as you've already said, you kind of think of other commanders we've seen in other sci-fi shows,
Yep.
how they would have reacted, and I know that most of the others would have just said, "Well, look, my son needs this thing. We've just got to just own up," and actually found a way to him to get this antibiotic, because an antibiotic, I think it was, that he was allergic to
Yeah.
the regular stuff, and that surprised me that he was so closed off from that. And maybe the prequel where we see his wife again, that might give some more information about it when I see that episode. So I suppose really I have to ask you, which were your favourite episodes? Was that one of your favourites, or?
I in science fiction, I'd say that's one of the best episodes I've ever seen. My favourite episode is Time Lash.
Which I will see. I'll check that out.
Yeah, that's my favourite. But I do adore this show.
Yeah.
I mean, the storylines where he has to act his way back into reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a scene
It's
where
it certainly has a
aliens
unique
do
feel.
something to him.
Yeah, it has a unique feel to it, and I'm really glad that we've finally had a chance to review this one.
Yeah.
And I can see, for some reason, I don't know why, it just reminds me a bit of The Invaders. I don't know why, it just does. It has.
There is some.
There's just
I
some
did
sort
a
of
bit-
weird parallel.
I did a video about it. I started to say, could it come back? And I talked about.
Oh
where
yeah, I've
it's
seen some of
set.
those. Yeah.
And I that is there's about 4 series I'd like to see come back today, which I think would be a big hit. Firstly, I'd like Blake 7 back
I knew you were going to
because
say that.
that is so dark and that could be done amazingly today. UFO and The Invaders, a 2-series done properly,
Yeah.
could be done marvelously.
Yeah.
Because UFO brought back today, where I'd have it where the aliens killed his wife and kid before setting up a shadow, and this is the thing that drives them.
Yeah.
That's
Gives
what
him more
I
of a
think.
purpose.
Yeah.
But then I suppose in some ways it was still because of the aliens that in the end he didn't get the chance to get the drug for his son.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
if I'd have ordered that plane to save his son, but then if he'd have done that, he'd have been out of shadow faster than you can say. You know, because
Yeah,
the
but it's-
directive.
I personally think that, from my perspective, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is getting.
Yeah.
You know.
But I agree. I'd have gone the other
In the
way.
end, it's a job. It's not your own son. It's not your own flesh
But
and blood.
then you'd have lost your. Yeah, but then again, you know, he built this thing, and it's bigger than any one person, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
because there's an episode where the aliens plant a bomb in the LSD one, where the bomb would have destroyed half the world.
Because they breathe
and he had
liquid
to
as well,
stop
don't they? They have to breathe
The what?
liquid, apparently. They breathe liquid.
Yeah.
And it makes
they
their
messed
skin
up
go
on
green.
aliens. They really did, because they only had 2 of them. It was the same 2 actors that played aliens all the time.
What was it? I didn't notice that. It was the same actor, was it?
You will do. You
Okay.
will do, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's today done properly. I think UFO. I mean, the name Shadow itself is superb. It really is. You know, and
Yeah.
they're all dead sexy down there. You've seen all uniforms.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I know it's
But it
pretty.
was
A
the
bit,
70s, wasn't it?
yeah, I suppose. I mean, like I said, they couldn't do it now, but it's like with a lot of people saying that they hate the new uniforms for Strange New Worlds because they said it's not like the 1960s or the 1970s anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
but
they are
they've
still
gone-
looking quite retro. So
Well,
you
I
could
get
do
the
it.
look out, right?
Yeah, I know, but some people say, why? You know, it's 2022
But maybe,
now.
but for every starship, the badges are different, though, aren't they? For every starship, they have a different badge.
Yeah, but whether they're
Back
going to
in
show
the
that,
Constitution Day, the badges are different. So why
But-
not the
but-
uniforms being different?
I suppose. Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Yeah, it's
Pike.
just a point. I could be wrong, but I'm just coming out of that as a point.
Well, yeah, but somebody was saying, how many uniforms have we seen in Star Trek in the last recent years? I mean,
Bloody
you know,
loads of-
Discovery has had 2, but Picard has already had 2 because the uniforms this season are different from last year slightly. They're better this year. Plus, we saw an in-between one before the in-between where Picard was and the Star Trek First Contact grey uniforms, which happen to be my favourite uniforms. Actually, the grey ones are my favourite uniforms.
Yep.
There's too many uniforms in Star Trek, but again, it's making money, isn't it? Because you can get the action figures and that sort of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But going back to UFO, yeah, it was certainly a good series. I'm surprised it didn't continue for another season because obviously it did sort of work out quite well. But
I mean, would you want to be stuck down in a skydiver submarine when they're all wearing vests?
yeah, oh god, the string
Can you
vests.
imagine how it would stink down there?
But
I mean,
yeah, the fashions
what are
were
they
very
doing?
bizarre. I know.
I mean, you say there, just you can best this. Cheap, they've got these like.
I mean,
string-
all they needed was a knotted hanky on the head. You know, that like in the 1970s where they're on the beach. And I could see them on there with wearing
Yeah.
knotted hankies, you know. But, you know, in the end, it's a long time ago and fashions were very different. So yeah, I could see the knotted hankies on Sky One or whatever. But, yeah, it was a good show. I'm glad that we've seen
Yeah.
it. And thank you for reviewing it. I think that's pretty much it, really. Unless there's anything else you want to say about UFO?
No, that's it. It's done. So what we're covering next week?
Well, I was going to ask your permission because I've already done the graphics, and this is one that will be a good one for conversation.
Yeah, go on.
The updated Battlestar Galactica from 2004.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah, because that's
I'm
a big
up for
show.
that. I'm
And-
looking forward to having a discussion with that with you. about
Because
that.
that's a big show, and I'm surprised we haven't done it
Yeah.
already. But let's do Battlestar Galactica next week because there's a lot to
Yeah,
talk about with that
definitely.
series, and how different it was from the
And
original.
the remake, it's on its way as well.
Yeah, well, we could talk about potentially what they might do in the remake
Oh.
as well.
They've got the lead actor for Quantum Leap.
I saw him, and apparently I was
Just
going
before
to.
we go.
Yeah, apparently he's going to be in the 80s. Apparently, but I don't know why. Because normally it's supposed to be the entire lifespan. But somebody said that this because he's an Asian guy, I think he is. Apparently, it's going to be in the 80s. I don't know why the 80s. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, let's see what happens. I'm open to it. If it's crap,
Yeah.
it's crap.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
in the end,
complain about it.
we've got plenty of other shows to watch. So you know, I'm quite happy with all this stuff that happened this year. It's really good. So I haven't got any music this week because I've not been able to find anything because I'm just a bit under the weather. But we got the podcast done. So next week we'll be
I'll
reviewing
tell you what,
Battlestar
well,
Galactica.
just shove him on. Just shove him on. You know I'm on about our friend.
Who?
Him that sings Voyager and Stargate.
Oh
Him.
god. Oh, which song do you want him to sing this week?
No, look at YouTube. I chose last time. Remember?
Oh,
Did
should
he
we
sing
DS9?
Yeah, I'm thinking that DS9.
DS9. Let's get him because
We need
you know,
to get him on. You know.
yeah,
I really
because
get him.
I think
we're gonna
it's
take him
hilarious.
seriously.
Well, no,
I
it's
do
just
admire him, you know. I do admire him because he has, at least he tried.
He's very
I do
trying.
admire him for it. Yeah, I do. Good.
all right, Martin. We'll be back next week on the Solar One Sci-Fi podcast. Live long and laugh.
Live long and prosper.
They call me Q. You know, before Star Trek Enterprise, none of the Star Trek shows had theme songs with words. Until now. And so, I present to you Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the theme song with words. Deep Space Nine, Deep Space Nine, not Deep Space 8. Deep Space Nine. Come on down to the promenade, then go to Quark's and order some root beer, then try to rent a hollow suite with all of your friends on Deep Space Nine. Jadzia Dax and Dodo too, Benjamin Sisko and his son Jake. Then there's Quark, Ram and his son Nog. They're all here on Deep Space Nine. So come on down to the promenade, then go to Quark's and order some prune juice, then try to rent a hollow suite with all of your friends on Deep Space Nine.
Good evening, and tonight we combine the first day of competition at the Moscow Olympic Games with the highlights of the fourth and final day's play in the Open Golf Championship.